Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Pickleball Crew's Coach's Corner. And watch the crew as they analyze our games. The first episode is in 3 parts and features Ken and Jeff in rec play at Pelican Park in Mandeville, Louisiana. All players have given their permission to be recorded for our podcast. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and please share your comments with us.
All right, this is moving on to the next point. All right, that's a good job by Dalton so far, and now we're into a dink battle. All right, run that back. This is what I've been talking about. Watch when this dink battle ensues, how flat Alexis is. Okay, and it's just the dink battle is hard and flat, and that's why it doesn't last as long as it will with higher level players. That's a good drive by her. And then that's a good drop cross court. Now, me and her are in a dink battle there. She's good with that one. I press her up, and then she tries to go. All right, stop it, bud. One thing I'd like to see Alexis do here is open up her left leg and drop that leg back.
Mm-hmm.
And then just, okay, I got a good press dink on her. Just carve that sucker with some air under it.
Well, you're right. In my opinion, that's one she should have done one of two things. You saw how she took a step back on that one. Now she's stuck back.
Yeah.
She needed to come back up and either take that backhand out of the air or even open up a little bit more.
Yeah. And try to stay in it there, which she's trying to stay in it. But that goes to the point of.
But look how low she gets with her forehand dink. Now, again, look how low she gets. Now, watch on this next one. She is getting a little bit low, but her paddle face is still way up here. It's not down.
Run it back one more time, bud, to where the dink battle ensued. And I want y'all to notice the difference in court position between me and her. All right, I'm kind of holding tight to that line. She's back maybe twice as far as me. And sometimes those little things matter. Now, I'm good with her pretty much until that last shot. She could have stepped back off the line like she was. She's just got to get air under it and make it bounce somewhere. You see where my foot's at right now? But between my foot and the net, in there in the kitchen. And if she puts it in there softly, then she can move back up and stay into that dink battle. Is this the next point?
No, this is the same one.
All right, same one. We'll watch it this one more time. And I mean, she was kind of pressing me up a little bit too, but I was trying to keep my ball out of the net.
If you notice the difference between her forehand and her backhand, on her forehands, her paddle face is very low. Her backhand, that paddle face is still, kind of high. Even though she's bending, her paddle face is still too high.
Right. And look, all she's got to do on that, Ken, is same paddle position, but open that face up a little bit.
Yeah,
the ball will get up in the air some.
And look, she does a great job overall with a soft game. So we're kind of just using this as an example, but she's one of the better players for dropping. Man, look at that put away. She's got quite.
Yeah. So
when she gets
run that back, bud.
She gets a hold of that overhead, it's like I've been on the tail end of that, and that's crazy.
Yeah. So we've been getting after Alexis a little bit, but let's show her what she can do here. That's a good. She reaches in and forces that back at me, and I got it up to that high forehand of hers. And she knows what to do with it. You and her both have that advantage y'all have of being so long. I mean, I couldn't even touch this ball. Barely got to see it. So that's a good play by Alexis right there. So we got some pretty good points in here, y'all. serve
Good
by Dalton.
discussion.
Look, that was
Alexis
a
pressing.
good drop by you, and she kind of kept you guys deep.
All right, let's run that one back. Go ahead,
Because
Ken.
that was a good third shot drop by you, a good shot by Alexis. She's moving you guys around. That's one that I think there you see you were back in the transition zone. Look, you actually are staying back there, Jeff. And
Okay, now let's talk about why I'm staying back there, Ken. Um,
I
okay.
think you should have moved up. The second the ball went all the way over to Dalton, I thought you should have basically closed right there. Right there, you stopped. I think you should have closed in and.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you why I didn't come there.
Uh-huh.
Does Dalton look like he's in good position to hit a good ball, or does Dalton look like he's stressed or strained? I'm reading his body position. Okay, watch it
Okay.
right here. All right, Alexis goes. That's a good cross court dink. He's in a bind. I don't want to take off there because he's in a bind. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what kind of shot I'm fixing to get out of him. Now,
Yeah, that makes sense.
well, I'm just telling you, what my thought
Mm-hmm.
process there was. Like right here, I'm thinking, okay, we can get
Well,
there.
let me tell you,
Stop it, bud. Stop it.
right here. Let me tell you what the best shot is. Look at the gap between you and Dalton.
No,
She
no
should have
doubt.
gone deep between you two. Instead, she invited you up to that no volley zone.
No doubt. But leave it stop, bud. Dalton has just now stepped back onto the court.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm seeing him in a bad bind over there. And look, it was a great shot by Alexis. She took my drop straight in front of, I dropped it straight back at her, and she just carved out a nice kind of a flat forehand dink that really pressed him up. All right, go ahead and let it roll, bud. So she, you and her both, y'all had control of the point. And you're right. It would have been a better shot for her to go between the two of us through that gap there, because me and him were kind of offset.
Well, again, we're using this as an example, but here it was. We were both at the no volley zone. Dalton was half off the court. You're in the transition zone, and she had a chance there to hit really mid court in between you two, and that's a hard shot for either one of you guys to get to.
Yeah.
And what happened was we were on the offense.
No doubt.
And all of a sudden, then you hit a dink to her backhand, and now we're playing 50-50 pickleball, and she misses the backhand.
Yeah, and again, if she could open up that back leg, I got a pretty good shot in from a defensive position. So if she could have just opened up that back leg, created some space. All right, Jeff, you got a pretty decent shot on me, but I'm gonna open up here, relax. I'm gonna get it back up and over, and we're gonna continue the point. And then who knows what we could have had there, but pretty good point overall. That's a great return by you, Ken.
Yep.
Yeah. Would like to see Alexis not let that one bounce.
That tell you what, that point had a lot. That had a lot going on right there.
Yeah, roll it back, bud.
All right, so who's serving here? I can't tell. Is it Dalton?
I think Dalton is. I'm stacked on this side of him.
All right, deep return. That was a good get by Dalton. We've got you guys pinned on the baseline. Another good shot by Alexis. Yeah. So we're moving you guys back and forth on that baseline.
There's some good, and let it go slow like you did a while ago at that slower speed. It's a good serve by Dalton starting off here. And then Ken, you and Alexis doing a good job of keeping us back.
Well, and look, I just want to point one thing out. I'm standing 4 feet behind the baseline to return serve. And that gives me a chance that my momentum is now going forward on my return of serve.
As you should, yes. All right, but to me the okay, y'all are pressing us up here. Okay, me and Dalton getting the ball up in the air. That's a good try to put away by her. Dalton throws it up in the middle, which is a good job by him. I'd like to see Alexis take this ball out of the air. Pause it. All right, see where she ended up right there?
Yeah.
Especially with her length. She could have taken this one out of the air. I know y'all still won the point, but we're just talking about things that could be done better. She still presses us. Me and Dalton couldn't get in. Dalton's trying to find us a ball that'll get us back in the point. And then Ken just keeps hammering there, and that's good pressure by y'all.
You know what I think? I think there was a little indecision there. I think she thought I was going to take that ball, and I might have said
I got you.
And then she wasn't ready to take it out of the air.
I got you.
And it bounced.
So from an offensive standpoint, you and Alexis did a great job of pressing me and Dalton up. Dalton and I did a pretty good job of, we didn't flirt too much. We didn't flirt with the net. We know we're pressed up, so we were just trying to throw it up in that middle, and we did it 5-6 times. And we're hunting for that one ball that we can drive and either go like a third shot drive, fifth shot drop, even though it would have been further down in the point. And then finally you got one down, kind of at his right foot with good pressure. So I think both teams did some good things in that point.
Mm-hmm. Good deep serve, good deep return.
Now just run that back and watch Alexis, y'all, as after she returns. You can let it run in normal time, bud, if you want to, or slow-mo's good. Watch how she hustles here. I mean, she ain't going for a walk in the park. She's getting her tail up there.
Mm-hmm. She does a good job of that. She really does.
That's something for players to watch. Sometimes your sheer hustle can get you in the right position. Watch it here in full speed. I mean, she's covering some ground to get on up there. And if I know somebody's coming, if I know they're not coming, if they're coming half speed, I can relax a little bit. But if they're coming on up, getting in there, Dalton does a good job of getting there too, but he should. He's old long strider. But it's important. If you're a shorter player, hustle, get up there. If you're a longer player, I say hustle too, but make sure and get on up there.
That was a nice fifth shot drop. Now that seventh shot went a little high, and he was able to kind of put it away on me.
Kind of put it on an angle. That's a good shot by Dalton. That's a little inside out.
Yeah.
Right here.
Right here, third shot drop. Nice.
Mine's high.
And that's a ball she took out of the air. If you're going to drive that, taken out of the air, that probably should have gone a little lower. Right here, that fifth shot drop, that's beautiful. But it's that seventh shot that she takes out of the air.
Yeah, she paused. First of all, I messed up by getting my shot a little high, and Alexis just paused a split second. If she'd have read that a little bit better and come up, took one more step up, she'd have been really coming downhill at us. But not a bad point.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be better at keeping the ball down low. There's Alexis again. I
tell you what, she's got such a powerful put away at the no volley zone.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, nice fifth shot drop. Nice. Oh.
That's about the third one she's missed.
On her backhand too.
On her backhand. Her backhand dink.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I remember talking with Alexis. I think she's much more comfortable with her forehand dink. And again, this is the power of watching yourself play on video and seeing what shots are giving you trouble. Then you turn that into drill sessions and work on that, because Alexis is a good player, getting better and better like weekly. So this video will really, not only does it help us, but it'll help her in seeing where there's, just a little chink in the armor in her game. She gets that shored up, and then, once you get that shored up,
There's
then
another
you move
one.
on to something else.
She just missed another backhand dink. We're not picking on you, Alexis.
Oh, Alexis, she wants us to. She wanted to know when we were doing some video with her on it. And pause it for a second, Bud, because I want to talk about something here. And I've been discussing this some with you, Bud, but a lot with Ken. If you want to get better, if you truly want to get better, you have got to. Let me see if I can say this the right way. You got to humble yourself and deal with the elephant in the room. And when I say that, I mean the parts of your game that you're not doing well. And don't look at it as a bad thing. I think some people are like, man, if you talk about, what I do bad, that's kind of embarrassing to me. Well, that you shouldn't feel like that. If you truly want to fix your game, I want people to tell me what I'm doing wrong. And I'm lucky enough to have, Ken and Vicky and Bud, you're around a lot, and some other people that not only care about me, but care about my game, and they will be critical of me. And I need that. So we all need that, but it's how you handle it. If you don't want to stare that elephant in the room, then you might be getting better slowly, but you can get yourself on the fast track if you will just, stare that in the face. Alexis is one of those players. Just by her telling us, hey, I don't care if you put it on the podcast or not, break the video down. Let's see what we see. So I just wanted to get that out there. It sounds like a burr under my saddle, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, I agree with you, Jeff. I mean, if you can't be open to constructive criticism, you're just not going to get that. That's one of the keys to getting better. We
It
talk
is.
about drilling, we talk about playing, but like you said, being able to take constructive criticism from somebody who plays at a higher level than you, or even at your level,
Yeah.
that adds a lot to your development.
Well, and that's, Bud, you just brought up another point that I'd like to make. I don't care if somebody's lower level than me or not. Some people can just see the game. Professional pickleball players have people on the sidelines that they are actually better than. They're more gifted than that person on the sideline that's coaching them. Okay, so I might be a 4-0 player, but it would be silly for people to think that a player that's at a lower duper than you can't help you. I'm not saying everybody can, but to not search those things out and try to listen to what some people are telling you. Skill level has nothing to do. Of course, a beginner doesn't know much, but once you get on up to the 4-0 level and above, there's some great minds out there that may not be a 5-0 player.
Absolutely.
And the flip side of that is, just because you're a 5-0 player doesn't mean that you fully understand the game.
Yep.
A lot of 5-0 players are just so talented athletically that their athletic play, takes them on into that level. So that's a lot to digest there, but I think there's a lot of ins and outs there that people need to take a look at. All right, let her roll.
Well, and I'd like to make one comment too on what you both were talking about. I think that when we play a match, I don't think we reflect back on most of our mistakes. I think we reflect back on the good shots that we've made. And
Yeah.
I think watching yourself is eye-opening to how many unforced errors or where you're standing on your court. you can think that you're getting up to that no volley zone, but the video doesn't lie. So I think it's eye-opening that I think your perception of your game and the reality of the video of your game are not going to be the same thing. And that's why it's important for you to watch a video of your game.
That's a good point, Ken.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's it for this episode. We hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave any comments and please like and subscribe to our channel.